The 2025 Kia K5. We have some great new changes with this sedan, so let's get started. The biggest one is going to be with the engine. They got rid of the 1.6 liter turbo 4-cylinder for the regular K5s, and just so you know, they have retained the same trim levels from 2024. So everything below the GT is going to utilize a naturally aspirated 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine. The Theta 3 engine, to be exact, made it to the regular 8-speed automatic transmission. I think this is a great change because even though the 1.6 liter 4-cylinder turbo was refined, quiet, and felt pretty quick around town, the naturally aspirated is just going to be a little bit more reliable and a little bit less problematic. And in a basic economy sedan, I would rather just avoid a turbo engine if possible. So now we have 191 horsepower and 181 pounds-feet of torque. So the horsepower went up a little bit, but as you would expect, the torque has gone down slightly because this is not a turbo engine. But now you can comfortably put 87 regular octane in these cars and not have to worry. However, if you want more thrust, you can get the GT model with a 2.5 liter turbo 4-cylinder with 290 horsepower, 311 pounds-feet of torque. I don't really recommend this turbo GT because yes, the power output is excellent. These are very fast cars. However, these higher output vehicles just can't seem to put the power down properly. So it just makes for a sloppy driving experience. One of the best attributes about the K5 is how quiet and how comfortable it is. You treat this like a cruiser and a great touring car, you will then be able to really appreciate this car. But if you end up deceived by its sporty looks and think this is some crazy high performance sports sedan, then you're going to be very much disappointed. It's not that Hyundai Kia doesn't know how to make a great driving vehicle. All of their random family vehicles like the Telluride, the Kia Carnival, they drive exceptionally well for what it is. However, some of these sedans and vehicles that have more of a sporting intention, for whatever reason, they end up dropping the ball with these types of cars. So it's really hit or miss when it comes to a great handling product from Hyundai and Kia. And that's why I say you really have to do a thorough test drive to make sure these new vehicles are going to be able to meet your expectations. But like I mentioned, quietness and comfort, it is truly excellent with the K5. Anyway, speaking of looks, we do have new refresh styling here, especially with the headlights and the taillights. As you can see, the headlights kind of have like that thunderbolt design going on, and the rear end, those lights, they have a more elongated shape to them. Let me know in the comment section if you like the way the K5 looks. Personally, I'm a huge fan, has a ton of character, looks like nothing else out on the road. But we also have some interior updates as well. We have a 12-inch digital gauge cluster that's going to be integrated in a curved panel with the 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen. A lot of new vehicles are adopting that interior styling where the gauge cluster and the infotainment, it forms together in that curved panel. BMW, a lot of car companies, they're all adopting this design. You still have separated controls for your climate and for your stereo. You have some physical knobs that you can play with, so that's good. We also have USB-C ports in the front and the rear, along with larger cup holders and wireless charging pad as well with the redesigned center console. They made wireless CarPlay and wireless Android Auto standard, but if you move up in trim level, you can get a smart navigation system, and along with that, you get faster processing speeds with the infotainment. I already mentioned that the K5 is going to maintain its current trim levels. So you have the base LXS, we have the GT line, and then with the GT line, you can also get all-wheel drive. In fact, that is the only trim level where you can option in all-wheel drive. Then we have the EX, and then we have the pure GT, and that's the model with the 2.5 liter turbo engine with a crazy high output. That's only available with front-wheel drive. I mentioned that I don't recommend that model because it can't really put its power down very well. However, there's another reason why I don't like it, and that's because it has the 8-speed dual clutch transmission. Hyundai Kia has had a pretty poor track record when it comes to their dual clutch transmissions. Over the years, they became a little bit more refined and they started to perform a bit better, so that's good. However, the failure seems to continue with those 8-speed dual clutch transmissions. There was one individual with a new Kia Forte GT, and he went through either 3 or 4 of these dual clutch transmissions. Fortunately, Hyundai Kia has a great 10-year, 100,000 mile powertrain warranty. So all of those transmissions, they were replaced for free, but I just want to let you know that's another reason why I would like to avoid the top level GT. The GT line is perfect. I like the way that looks. It's got some pretty good features. And if you want the all-wheel drive, it's there. They have not unveiled pricing yet for the 2025 K5, but we can get a pretty good estimate just by looking at the current model year. For 2024 base LXS, that's going to start at about $25,500. GT line, 27 grand. GT line all-wheel drive, 28,690. The EX, 29,500, and the GT is going to be about $32,000. Make sure to add destination to all of those prices, and we can assume for 2025 that they are going to increase the price slightly. So I do like the GT line. You can maybe add in the premium package for an extra $800. That'll get you things like smart cruise control with stop and go, highway drive assist, and auto emergency braking technology with junction turning and full LED projector headlights. However, for 2025, they are adding more features to the EX trim level. I still wouldn't really recommend it, mainly because you shouldn't really overpay for these economy cars. The less you pay, the better. But standard features on a 2025 EX, it's going to be a 10-way power adjustable driver's seat with 2-way lumbar support, heated steering wheel, the Bose premium audio system, so if that's important to you, that's something to consider. We have power folding mirrors. We also get blind spot view with the surround view monitors, so every time you flip on the turn signal, you'll have that blind spot monitor kind of pop up in your digital gauge cluster. We also get a reverse parking collision avoidance system and some other safety features when you go with the EX trim level. So it's there if you want it, if you find some value with it. This vehicle should be available for sale mid to late 2024, but I did a quick Car Guru search, a nationwide search for the K5, and there's a little under 2,500 of these K5s available for sale. And this is of course the 2024 model year with the 1.6 liter 4-cylinder, but still, these Kias, they're pretty difficult to come by. I recently did a video on the Carnival, and there was only like 2,000 of those for sale across the United States. So yeah, pretty difficult to come by. And regarding discounts, I'm seeing maybe, once again, $1,000 to $3,000 off of MSRP, perhaps negotiating $2,000 off of MSRP. That seems to be the most realistic discount. And even that should be difficult because, again, there's not too many of these cars for sale. But to help you out, I do have a free leasing calculator in the description box below, provided to you by AutoCompanion. This is a powerful resource because leasing programs, they change every month, and this calculator will update every month, and this shows you the interest rate and the residual values for the lease, along with the incentives that you can qualify for in your region. So assuming you have perfect credit and you did a 2-year lease with 0 money down, payments are about $440 a month, so that's very high, primarily because the interest rate is almost 7%. Regardless of whether you are financing or leasing, I still wanted to share with you this calculator because it shows you everything in a transparent way on how discounts are applied and how much equity you are building in the vehicle. So whether you're financing or leasing, it's just a useful tool to be aware of. Anyway, I hope this information was of value to you, and if it was, make sure to like and subscribe, and I would really like to hear from some K5 owners. How has your vehicle been holding up? How's the dealer experience been? And what kind of deals were you able to negotiate when it comes to this sedan? But thank you so much for watching. Take care and goodbye.